Ooh. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here. As always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's had a great day. How could it not be a great day? We had Dallas Cowboys football today, and I loved it. I loved it. Here's the thing. It's so comical to me how short people's memories are. It's crazy because one thing the Cowboys usually don't do is do well in preseason. There's some teams like the Baltimore Ravens, they always win in preseason. I don't think they've lost a game in like 4 years of preseason, and they didn't lose the game tonight against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles did lose another linebacker, and see, this is where preseason is scary. If you ask me, what are you looking for in preseason? I say I'd like to see some good work put in and to get out with no injuries. That's the thing that's key. And it seems like the injury bug is biting the Eagles at linebacker. Now, they did sign a couple of guys, and we know the Eagles make no bones about bringing in more players. I'm not going to cry for the Eagles. You know, that's their thing. They got lucky last year with injuries. They didn't have a lot of major ones. You know, unlike what we had, like Tyron Smith, not even making it to the season with the hamstring, Dak with the thumb, Tony Pollard in the playoffs, Zeke Elliott with hyperextended knee, Terrence Steele. I mean, we can go on the list. We had a lot of injuries last year. Hopefully, knock on wood, we don't have them this year. But be that as it may, so many people make so many snap decisions and judgments about what happens in preseason. I'll remind you that we've seen teams like the Lions go 4-0 in preseason and end up not winning a single game during the year. That's the kind of thing that happens. It's the truth. Now, last night was the opportunity not to necessarily trash Dak, but to try and say, what is a better solution? I'm all for anything that will make us a better team. And the only thing people came up with was we should have drafted Levis, I think that's the way to pronounce his name, and have him sit behind Dak and then trade Dak down the road. Or Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush should be our starter because he had 4 games with no interceptions. And I pointed out, well, Daniel Jones only had 5 interceptions. Only had 15 touchdown passes in 17 games, but only had 5 interceptions. Well, we've been better with Daniel Jones than Dak Prescott, but be that as it may. Tonight was good for a couple of guys that we really wanted to see. Last year, we got sold by Jerry Jones. you know that guy, Jalen Tolbert. He's gonna be great. He's gonna be great. You know, Amari who? And Jalen Tolbert had a hard time lining up on side. If you listen to Game Day, and shout out to all of you who have subbed up to Game Day, because Game Day is now over 500 subs. 500. Which means him in primetime next Sunday will be eating a Pacquiao chip. Now, they're going to be eating different ones. They're not going to be eating the same one. One's going to be, up north, one's going to be down south. So they're different places. But they're both going to be eating the chip live on air. So stay tuned to that. And keep on subbing up to those 2 guys. They're putting in the hard work. We did the live stream tonight together. Love those guys. Pause. But as Game Time said, Jalen Tolbert, in each of the levels that he's gone, his first time there, has been a struggle. And it certainly was a struggle last year where you're like, Jalen Tolbert, man, that guy is ass. But tonight he showed up, got a touchdown catch, was catching things left and right. Now, if I had a football and I don't even have one of my small balls, pause, I would be giving Jalen Tolbert a game ball. Because Jalen Tolbert all of a sudden gets you excited and say, wait a minute. Wait. We got CeeDee Lamb, who we know has been really great. We've seen the speed of Brandon Cooks. who is different than Amari Cooper, which is more of a possession, you know, root guy. Now you got a deep threat. You see Michael Gallup is getting back to where he was before the injury. And now your fourth wide receiver is Jalen Tolbert. I have to say, what I saw from Jalen Tolbert tonight was better than what I saw from Noah Brown last year, and he was our second leading receiver last year. You follow? I say number 2 receiver. People say he wasn't number 2, he was number 3. True. Technically he was number 3, but he caught passes. He was the second leading wide receiver. So that's what you got on that, okay? Don't shoot the messenger, deal with the message, okay? So seeing Jalen Tolbert is icing on the cake, and where you look and say, okay, now we understand why the Cowboys weren't looking to go ahead and make a move for Jerry Jeudy, which, you know, was out there for us, or DeAndre Hopkins and stuff. If Jalen Tolbert can play even short of the way he played tonight, we're in great shape. That's a fact. So you like seeing that. Now we've seen Deuce Vaughn. Deuce is loose. Wild thing. Okay? Remember, I've been saying that for about 2 weeks or so now. Wild thing, you make my heart sing. And Deuce was loose. You see Deuce Vaughn, who may be small in stature, but is huge in heart, making some nice runs, averaging 6.3 yards a carry. And if I can, take a quote from Jerry Jones. Ziku. You looked at that and said, okay, that boy's good. Now, I'm not looking to say that Deuce Vaughn is going to be an every down back. I'm not looking and saying that, because when you look at what Mike McCarthy did with the Green Bay Packers in Super Bowl year, they did running back by committee. They had different packages for different types of runners. And I can see an advent of that with him. Cooper Rush struggled, had a good drive, and then we ended up having a fumble on a great run. I was actually, and I've got to find the highlight, I was going rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and fumbling. Rico Dowdle. Rico, you know, when you feel that pressure, you got to get both hands. You got to get that thing tight. When you know you're getting hit, you can't just hold it here. You got to really gather yourself. Rico Dowdle, not Rico Gathers. Rico Dowdle. You've got to gather that ball close to you. That was, you know, a touchdown. That should have been a touchdown, guys. Should have been a touchdown. Wasting opportunities. And Turpentine made a couple of good catches, but you can't fumble the ball on the kick return, on the punt return. The defense had done its job. They shut them down. They stopped them. And you fumble, you give new life to the other team. Now, I want to keep in mind here, because again, it's preseason. It's preseason. We didn't play any of our starters other than Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson made some good catches. Actually, starting out, made some really good catches. You like seeing that. He looks a little bit bigger than he did. He looks stronger. He looks like he's got his man body on him, and you like seeing that. Something else I liked seeing a lot was with Deuce Vaughn and with Rico, was that we were actually able to use the screen game, because for the Cowboys, screen plays have not been great for us. They really have not. And so to see them being able to execute some of those was great. Now on the defensive side, now we got Eagle fans that are just crowing. They're talking about Jalen Carter's first play. Can't believe that you ended up getting Mozzie Smith instead of drafting Jalen Carter, this, that, and the other. And I will say, like the tortoise and the hare, the race is long, and we haven't even started the race. This is preseason. But what I will say is, I was happy to see Mozzie Smith out there as long as he was, getting his first action as a pro, and going against, we had Jacksonville's offense uh, Trevor Lawrence and crew, their first team offense going against our backups. And our defense was holding their own. They were killing them until we had the turnover. What I liked seeing about Mozzie Smith was A, he wasn't, after a few plays, on the sideline sucking for air. Eagle fans who talk about how great Jordan Davis is. Jordan Davis is only good for a couple of plays. What I saw a lot of happening with him was getting double teamed and still being able to hold his own and push the pocket on pass plays. Now keep in mind, I want you guys to understand and get into your head, and this goes for the Eagles guy. Your job as a nose guard is never glory. It's not. Your job is to occupy as many offensive linemen as you can. Because if you occupy two guys, there's 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense. If I'm taking two of them, that means there's somebody out here who doesn't have anybody to take care of them. Typically, that's the linebacker. And if the linebackers can stand back there and not have to shed a guard, and they see where the play's going, they're filling and they're going downhill. They're making plays. And what I also saw with him being able to hold the line in the middle, even if he's only getting 1 or 2 yards upfield, the quarterback cannot step up. I remember in 2020, which was a disgrace if you were a defensive-minded person, seeing, and I hate to keep saying Tyrone Crawford, but we had him at tackle. He's out rushing wide. And it's just like the parting of the Red Sea. And if you're a quarterback, you love that because I can step up. I can get closer to my receivers. I've got a clear view in front of me. You get Mozzie Smith with two offensive linemen there together in the middle. That's a whole lot of real estate. That's a whole lot of ass I got to see around to throw the football. I can't step up because I might get stepped on. And I like seeing what I saw from Mozzie Smith. He's raw. He's young. He's got a lot to learn. But he wasn't no punk-ass biatch out there. So I'm very, very excited about that. I was very, very excited of seeing how my defense my defensive backups. And for anybody out there who's talking about, oh, the Cowboys, we literally have people saying, the season's over. The season's over. Mail it in. It's preseason. You didn't see Dak. You didn't see D. You didn't see Tony Pollard. You didn't see Brandon Cooks. You didn't see Tyron Smith. We certainly didn't see Zach Martin. We had backup offensive linemen that are not real good right now, that are inexperienced. So there's a different level and different game planning that comes into regular season. And typically, seasons that we win a lot of games in preseason is typically not good seasons for us. So that's where I feel about the game tonight. I'll have more tomorrow. As soon as the game was over, I had to, actually before the game was over, we have some family members that are in town, and we went out to dinner together. So I'm just back from dinner, want to get my thoughts in from the game, and before I leave here, I'm going to put a coat of varnish on the railing so that way it'll be dry tonight, and I can put another one on tomorrow, and then that way I'll be further ahead. Because I'm going to say something, and I know I'm going to hear shit, because I always hear shit. But see, Micah Parsons and me are a lot alike. Micah Parsons talks the talk, but it's not enough to talk the talk. You have to put in the work to make it a reality. I don't know if I talk the talk, but I damn sure put in the work to make things a reality. And as I sit here, where it was 92 degrees, 93 degrees outside, and 72 inside of this place, a place that never had air conditioning before, as I was able to sit here and live stream the game with my buddies, Game Time and Prime Time, and watch the game, which was on NFL Plus. To sit here and have the background of a 200-year-old house that's beginning to come together. The only way this happened was busting ass and being here at like this time of night and pushing the envelope. Not being satisfied. You know, my wife was like, honey, where are you going? I said, listen, I got my computer over there. And I said, I want to get another coat of varnish on the handrail. She's like, save it for tomorrow. It's like bullshit. That extra rep, that extra set, that extra run is going to make that guy better. That extra time put on the railings tonight means it's got all night to dry. That come tomorrow morning, I'll be able to sand it, wet sand it, and put the final coat on it. I'm going to be ahead of the next guy by doing that extra work today. And that's why you do that. And that's why I believe in this team. Because what happens when you have a guy like that and everybody else is standing around and looking and saying, that guy don't get tired. How can I stop if that guy is putting in extra work? And that's the difference. That is the huge difference between guys that are good and guys that become great. Thank goodness, no major injuries in this game. We got some guys that look pretty good. We got things we can work on, and it's back to work next week. So, with that being said, I have a lot more tomorrow, but I'm going to get these railings done tonight. All right? I appreciate y'all. Peace.